Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Job Breakdown. Today we're taking a look at the Samurai. It doesn't feel like Samurai really has changed much from Stormblood into Shadowbringers, but it absolutely has. The big Shoha change from 5.1 as well, and Kaishi alone are big enough changes that mess with the rotation quite a bit and make you have to really think about the way you want to use your abilities. But then you have things like Sene that makes a big difference, the Ikishoten change that means that you will almost always have Kinki as long as you were spending it correctly. Samurai is a lot of fun now. We'll start off with the basic combos, of course. We're going to go ahead and use Shoha, just show it off there. Oh, feels really good now. You have your basic combo of Hakase into Yukikaze that gives you your first Sen, Hakaze into Shifu into Kasha that gives you your second Sen, and then you have Hakaze into Jinpu into Gecko that gives you your third Sen. Once you have all three, you are able to use Midari Setsugeka, an extremely potent attack. It's really good damage. Kaishi is a new addition that comes with Shadowbringers. It is tied to your skill speed, so you're definitely going to want to put materia into skill speed if you are running as Samurai, or you want to play around with Samurai to be able to get Kaishi back up sooner, but allows you to execute your Yaijutsu, that was your Midari Setsugeka, a second time. With just one Sen, you have Higenbana, a dot, and you can Kaishi off of it as well, if Kaishi is not on cooldown. And with two Sen, if I can get two more back here, you can get Tenkagoken, which is your AoE version of Yaijutsu. Your three combos are going to be what you're using for most single targets, trying to build up for that big Midari Setsugeka, but you also want to be gathering up your Shoha stacks with meditation by using your Yaijutsu so you can use Shoha, which is an extremely potent single target. You also have Sene, which costs 50 Kinki, but does incredible amounts of damage. Very, very potent. 1100 potency is insane. And you have your Gurin, which is your AoE version of it. You have some AoE versions of your regular attacks as well. But that's going to be your main single target rotation. You're going to want to get that first Yukikaze out to be able to get that Higenbana. Then you're going to want to quickly build up three more. You can use Meikyo Shisui for that to be able to just use your combo finishers. And that gives you your Midari Setsugeka. You Kaiten it, because that gives it more damage by 50%. So that you get that Setsugeka. And then, unfortunately, Kaishi doesn't count for a Kaiten, so you can't Kaiten Kaishi. But, as you can see, you do quite a bit of damage, and then because you did Higenbana followed by Setsugeka, Kaishi Setsugeka, you get Shoha. It's a lot of big words, a lot of words that maybe you might have a little bit of trouble remembering, but the main thing is get your first Sen and get your first Yaijutsu, and then build up three more Sen, use your big heavy hitter Yaijutsu, and then Shoha off of it. Because that's where you'll want to be using your Kaishi for single target anyway, to be able to get as much damage as you could. And honestly, it's pretty quick to get those back again, especially if you use Meikyo Shisui. You can be Shoha-ing quite a bit, and if your Kaishi isn't coming back quick enough to be able to do it, that's okay. You can just Higenbana again, and then Shoha again. For AoE, you have Fuga into Oka, and Fuga into Mangetsu. This gives you two Sen, which can be used for Tenkagoken. And you can, of course, Kaishi Tenkagoken as well. You also still build up Shoha this way with meditation stacks. So it is possible to use them as quick meditation gains with Tenkagoken to be able to get a Shoha out if you have to. Though honestly, at that point, it's probably a lot faster to just use three quick Higenbanas than it is to try and mess with your AoE rotation on single target. But honestly, with your AoE rotation here, not bad at all. And then, of course, you have Gurin, which shares a recast timer with Sene. Also incredible potency. 850 to all enemies with no drop-off. So everybody in a line in front of you. Very, very potent. Very, very useful when it comes to AoE rotations. You also have your Kinki gauge, and you're going to be spending your Kinki on things like Kaiten to be able to use Midari Setsugeka with that damage buff and get that incredible damage off of it. You are going to be using it for things like Gurin and Sene. Both those are very important. But you also have Yaten that allows you to backstep, and you get an improved NP upon that. And Gyoten that allows you to quick draw in. It's not bad at all, and they both only cost 10, so you can use them relatively quickly. As you see, you're generating quite a bit of Kinki just with your basic combos, honestly. Make sure you always keep Higanbana up, too. No reason not to. It's your dot. You also have Kyuten, which you'll want to use with your AoE rotation. It eats 25 of your Kinki, and so it drains your Kinki pretty quick. But you have Ikishoten, which can be used every minute, which just give you 50 back. So if you are doing a basic AoE rotation of, say, Fuga, Oka, and then Fuga, Mangetsu, and then you want to throw in a Kyuten there, you can Tenka Goken, Fuga, Oka, Kyuten, and I use 2 Kyutens back to back there, because you're going to generate enough again just in doing your AoE rotation to be able to get it back. It's very, very handy. It's so easy to juggle your Kinki now, especially with Ikishoten being on that 1 minute cooldown. You also have Shinten, not too bad at all. 25 Kinki gauge, 320 potency, really solid damage to just be able to throw out basically for free. Because again, you'll get 4 of those off of an Ikishoten if you're not using anything else for Kinki, and you already are going to be gathering Kinki from doing your basic combos as well. Shoha damage. It is incredible how much you can use Shoha, and I love it. You do have a couple of other abilities as well. We have NP that we've mentioned. That allows you to have a quick ranged attack. Very useful for when bosses are trying to get away from you. And of course, if you Yaten, you get improved NP, which does more damage. NP is a weapon skill, so you technically can power it up with Kaiten. If something really needs to die and it's too far away for you to hit it with a regular attack, you can Kaiten NP. You also have Third Eye, which is a very unique cooldown for Samurai. It allows Samurai to reduce the damage of the next incoming attack by 10% for 3 seconds, and grants you Open Eyes, during which you can either use Hisatsu Saigen to be able to do a quick 220 potency, or Merciful Eyes, which is honestly what you're going to be using it for more often than not, to be able to get a quick cure off. It's not bad at all, and is very potent. You also have Meditate, which allows you to increase your Kinki gauge at the cost of not being able to move during it. It increases pretty rapidly, honestly, and gives you stacks of meditation so that you can Shoha. So if there's ever a situation where the boss is leaving and you're not going to be able to target them for a little while, a quick meditate to be able to get a little bit of Kinki and maybe get some quick stacks of meditation to be able to Shoha is not bad at all. But as you can see here, we'll burn that, use Ikishoten, we already have it back again. We can Kaiten this, let's go ahead and get a Setsugeka, and we'll Kaiten the Setsugeka and Gaishi the Setsugeka. And as you can see, the Setsugeka alone did an incredible amount of damage, and then the Kaishi version gives quite a bit as well. Some weapon buffs that come in from your basic abilities, which is Shifu. When you use Shifu, it gives you a reduced recast time on all of your abilities, so you're attacking faster. And then when you use Jinpu, you're increasing your damage dealt. So you're going to want to always be doing those 2 combos. There's no reason not to do that. You lose out on a lot of damage if you don't. The good thing is that if you have those buffs already up and you use a AoE rotation, then you will be able to get those buffs extended, which is very, very cool. It doesn't extend by much, but if you start the pull off with single target to get your 2 buffs up, you will keep them if you do not. For as long as you are AoEing, you will keep those buffs up, which is really nice. And then, of course, if you're single targeting, you'll have those buffs up anyway because you're already doing the damage. Also important to note, Hisatsu Sene and your other Hisatsu skills do not interrupt your combos, so you can use them around your combos as if they were OGCDs, which is very nice. You have Meikyo Shisui that we mentioned earlier that allows you to use the combo finishers without having to use the middle steps. This is the only time, really, that you might drop your buffs is if you are using Meikyo Shisui, but as you can see, you can tell which ones are about to drop off. Just use the abilities again, get your buffs back up there. Samurai is a lot of fun, does a ton of damage, and I like it quite a bit. We're going to very quickly go over the last few abilities that it has. Hagakure is an ability that I don't use very often. I find that most of the time I have more Kinki than I do Sen. then I'm trying to build Sin back up again to be able to Yaijutsu. And I'm keeping Kinki because I'm burning Shinten or I'm burning Kaiten, but I'm also using Ikki Shoten to get it back up again right away. But let's, real quick, we'll gather all 3 Sin, and then we'll burn all of our Kinki. You have Hagakure that allows you to convert all of your Sin back into Kinki. It's not really worth it in most situations to me. It's just 30 Kinki, which I can already get back again just by using all 3 weapon skills with a Meikyo Shisui. But at the same time, if you desperately need Kinki to be able to Gyoten or Yaten, you can burn your Sin to get, especially if you just have 1 Sin. We'll go ahead and gather 1 here. It's on a 5-second recast too, so you get it really quickly. You can burn 1 to be able to get that Gyoten or that Yaten so that you can get away from an attack you otherwise might not have been able to get away with. So it does have its uses, but it's very situational. You also have Bloodbath, which you will want to be able to get you some extra HP back. Second Wind, and of course, if you're using Third Eye, then you'll have Merciful Eyes to allow you to heal as well. Leg Sweep for that quick stun. Arms Link to be able to slow your enemies and to be able to prevent knockbacks or draw-ins. True North, in case you want to hit your positionals. There's not really any super big positional with Samurai. It's kind of just, hey, go for it. But it's nice to have it. And then, of course, Limit Break and Feint. Something that you're definitely going to want to have anyway to lower incoming damage. Samurai, again, does a lot of damage. Is a lot of fun to play around with. I think its rotation's actually really simple, despite the crazy names that its abilities have. And getting your Shoha out, doing as much damage with that, being able to get Shoha out really quickly, it's not long at all. If you Higenbana and then you use Meiko Shisui, you have Meiko Shisui back every minute. So you're able to get a quick Midari Setsugeka, and if you haven't already used Kaishi, you're able to get Shoha right then. Or you can just Higenbana a second time, and then you have Shoha again. So you're going to get it multiple times over the course of any long fight, and you're going to be putting out quite a bit of consistent damage just with that change. If you've been considering playing a DPS, specifically a physical DPS, and you're not sure which one to play, I would definitely recommend Samurai. I think it has a very easy-to-learn rotation, but one that will require you to be on your toes to get the most out of it. With all that said, though, I have been Trey, and this has been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Samurai has to offer.